Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. Today we are continuing our series about the pride characters to get ready for the buff event, and today we're going to talk about one of the most important character for the buff event for the pride team. It is Kaggie. Kaggie, not because Kaggie can do a lot of damage, not because Kaggie can help your team survive, but because Kaggie will bring with his kit stuff that will just make your team better against the buff event, pretty much. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute, but before that, guys, if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO to do so. It is very simple. You go in settings, use promo code, and you enter the word STARCO, STARKO. You press OK and you will get $10 worth of freebie, which includes, among other things, 500 drag coins and 250,000 golds, which is quite useful when you're actually starting with the game. Okay, so let's jump into the roster here. Let's take a look at my Mr. Kaggie. So what we're gonna do in this video, guys, is pretty simple. We're gonna talk about what skill should be upgraded to level 6 in which priority. Then we're going to talk about the rune setup with primaries and secondary, and then we're going to talk about artifacts you want to have on this guy. So if we start with the skills, we always start the skills from the right, go down to the left. So we don't talk about priority first. We just explain the skills, what they do, and if they're important skill or not. So let's start with the passive. Alliance of Winds, increase a magic damage by 30% if Boreas is in the party when the battle starts. Kaggie and Boreas both gain a damage increase for 2 turns. So that buff with Boreas is actually just at level 1. So that just having this ability at level 1, if you have Boreas in the team, it is outstanding. Now after that, it's just 5% magic damage per level. So definitely this ability does not feel important to get to level 6, especially that Kaggie is not going to be your main damage dealer. He's there as more support character, so this ability is definitely not going to be on the list of the ability you want to get to level 6. I think you get this ability to level 4 or level 5, it is totally fine. Now if we keep going with this skill, we have Wind of Speed, can ace and apply it to 4 allies for 2 turns. So if you remove the skills, you put it to level 5, I mean, it's just the initial cooldown is reduced. So instead of taking 2 turns from the start of the fight, it takes 3 turns from the start of the fight, which I think can actually be, it's not a big game changer. I don't think that getting this ability to level 6 is going to be a top priority, but this is the support, one of the part of the support that I'm talking about Kaggie, because that ace pretty much increases the speed of your team, which will give you you know, the opportunity to attack more often and do more damage between towns and that kind of stuff. So this ace is very important, so you really need to get it to level 5 so it applies to Kaggie and 4 allies, so pretty much to everybody, and that is literally a game changer for the buff event. This is really needed. It is literally the skills that makes Kaggie so important, but at level 5 it's totally fine for this skills. Then we have the second skills, which is Tornado. Deal 190% magic damage to all enemies and 50% chance to increase allies accuracy for 3 turns. And that's the part that's really important, is the accuracy. The damage does not matter. 190% AoE damage is very low, but giving accuracy to your team for 3 turns, well, 50% chance to actually do it, it is so important, especially on the buff event where they do have a lot of dodge, where accuracy is very important. This is another very important skill for Kaggie, and this is a skill that you need to get to level 6, because the accuracy will last 1 more turn. So instead of being 2 turns, it's going to be 3 turns, and that will give you a huge advantage there. So definitely, so far in the abilities we've seen, this is the most important ability to get a level 6. And then we have the first ability, deal 160% of magic damage to the enemy and a 50% chance to repeat this attack. Now if you get it down, you still get 160% damage to an enemy, but you have a 25% chance to repeat this attack. So this is not that important, but in all the skills we've seen, I think that will be the second most important to actually get to level 6. Sorry guys, got something in my eyes. It's bothering me. Okay, I think I'm good now. So yeah, so the priority is pretty simple. This is going to be priority number 1, get to level 6 to get the currency to last 1 more turn. This is going to be priority number 2 to get that initial cooldown reduced by 1 turn, so you get it after on the third turn. Sorry, my English is bad. Third turn, you are going to be able to apply haste to all your allies, so that's going to be very important. And number 3, this skill, so you can actually get a 50% chance to do the double attack instead of 25% chance. But which ability is really important to get to level 6 is this one. If you're only gonna do one ability on Kaggie, this is the ability you need to get to level 6 pretty much. So with that said, that covers the skill. The skill priority is pretty simple, guys. Use that on cooldown. Use that on cooldown, and use that when the other 2 skills are on cooldown, pretty much, because those skills are not about damage. The skill number 2 and number 3 are not about damage. They're about supporting your team and making your team better, which is the most important part of those skills. So that is why you want to use them on cooldown, unless you see everything on the round you're fighting is almost dead, you're about to get to the next round, then you want to prepare for the next round properly and have some of those skills ready for the next round if you need them for the next round, pretty much, if that makes sense for you guys. Hopefully it does. Next, guys, we're going to take a look at the runes. The runes for the buff event, it's speed. Speed. You need that speed so high, even though that if you build those characters for other game mode, like raid, like battlegrounds, like tower, or whatever you want to build them for, speed might not be the best option. But for the buff event, speed is so important. So here on Kaggie, we're going to be doing 4 speed rune with 2 HP rune, because Kaggie base HP kit is the lowest in the game, and this legendary event really hurt bad, so you want to get that HP as high as possible while you optimize his speed. So 4 speed, 2 HP, so we get here we get 10% HP and 10% speed as a set bonus. Now if we look at the primary, so the first primary, northeast, obviously is going to be speed. As we talk, speed is very important for Kaggie. So we have speed in the first primary. Second primary, which is south, we have critical chance. We want the critical chance to be higher so we can actually achieve more damage when we crit. Sorry. And then the last primary, which is the northwest, we want tenacity because we don't want Kaggie to get debuffed too much. So those are pretty much the 3 most important stats on Kaggie. Yes, damage is very important too if you can have damage as secondary stats, but those are the 3 most important stats: speed, critical chance, and tenacity. So if we look at what we did with the secondary stats on those runes, well, you can see this one, we have critical chance, speed, tenacity. This is a very great one. This one has tenacity and damage, so pretty decent one. This one has critical chance and tenacity, so it is another one that has a pretty good setup as secondary stats. This one, tenacity, and that's it. This one is not the best, but we have a double proc on tenacity, so it is definitely pretty great. And this one, we have crit chance, speed, and damage, so very solid secondary stats. And this last one is total trash, but I did not have any other tenacity primary as a speed rune with better stats, so I had to go with that. But we do have HP on it, which is going to be quite useful to be honest. So if we look at the stats we do have now, we have 41.52% critical chance, which is actually pretty solid. And then if we go with speed, 205 speed, we want to be above 200, so that's great. And the tenacity is at 53.19%, so above 50%, which is what we're looking for. So the stats setup is actually perfect on this character in my personal opinion. Now if you disagree with that statement, guys, let me know why in the comment section as always. Now if we move to the artifact, I went with the loot of success because I wanted to get that critical chance, which we get 8% here. We don't have 10%. It's I don't know what I'm doing there. 8% critical chance, as you can see on the right side. And then we have extra armor, extra HP here. You can see 3200 HP, and that is so amazing because the HP, like I said, on Kaggie is very lacking. Getting an extra 3200 HP is so good for Kaggie. You can see here we break the 20,000 HP because of that rune. Otherwise we will be around 17,800, something like that, HP, and that will be so low. So this is very important, definitely, to have the HP and the critical chance. Now the rest of the stats don't matter that much, but still, if you are landing in critical hits, increase your critical damage by 2% up to 4 times, so you can get an extra along the fight, an extra 8% critical damage too if you are lucky enough to land enough critical hits. So it's definitely a very strong artifact for Kaggie. I did not go with the artifact that's supposed to be made for Kaggie. We don't pay attention to that. What's the most important with artifact, guys? It's the primary stats on it. Like here, the 2 primary stats are critical chance and HP, and that is what Kaggie needed the most. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. If you enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on this video and to share this video with your guild, your Discord, and all those people, so you know, we can get those information out to more people than just you guys. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get more awesome Dragon Champion video from me. And on that, guys, enjoy playing Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.